Hi guys, welcome to our channel. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel. What poor people don't know about making money? So make sure to watch the full video. You can't have wealth by purchasing liabilities. Most people that struggle financially don't know that some of the things they buy are not important for wealth creation. When they receive a salary, they change their phones, get a car and buy more clothes to look good. On the other hand, the rich look for ways to invest their money first before buying other things. Having a degree doesn't mean you have financial education. If your sole aim of going to college is to be rich, you may become poorer if you don't know how money works. Most schools don't teach you how to make money. You might have a BSc, MSc, or even a PhD, but it doesn't mean you know anything about money. If you want to be financially literate, you have to seek financial education. Having a someday mentality won't make you rich. Most people say to themselves that someday they will have their dream houses and cars. But success doesn't come that way. You must assume that you have achieved your dreams before they come to reality. Wealth is from within. Wrong thinking about money. Many people have been taught that being rich is a sin. This mindset makes them feel guilty about making money. You must change that mentality if you want to move out of poverty. You save money to invest. To leave the rat race, you should only save money for investment. Set aside part of your income to make more money, not to acquire more liabilities. Anybody can be wealthy. Wealth is not for a selected few. Having the mindset that only a few people are created to be rich is destructive. No matter your financial status, you can become rich if you put in the necessary effort. You can start from scratch. Many billionaires today were once poor. Anybody can become rich. You can't be rich with a single income. Rich people don't depend on one source of income. You need to have streams of income if you want to be rich. Wealth is a choice. You decide whether you want to be rich or keep struggling financially. The decision is yours and nobody can make it to you. What lifestyle do you want to have in the next 5 years? If you decide to become wealthy, opportunities will start coming to you. Resources to build a better life. Financial resources, having the financial resources to purchase the goods and services, and to save or invest money, and having a good understanding of financial matters. Emotional resources, having the stamina to withstand difficult and uncomfortable emotions, being able to choose and control emotional responses, particularly to negative situations, without engaging in self-destructive behavior. This is skills such as teamwork, teaching others, leadership, negotiation, and working with people from many backgrounds. This resource shows itself through perseverance and the choices you make. Mental cognitive resources, having mental abilities and acquired skills, reading, writing, math, to succeed in daily life. This includes how much education and training someone has in order to compete in the workplace for well-paying jobs. Language, having the vocabulary, language ability, and negotiation skills to succeed in the workplace and or school. Spiritual, cultural, having beliefs that can be attained by a higher power or believing in a divine purpose and guidance, or having a rich cultural connection that offers support and guidance. Physical, having physical health and mobility. Support systems, having friends, family, and backup resources available to access in times of need. Relationships role. Models, having frequent access to adults who are appropriate, nurturing, and who do not engage in destructive behavior. Trust and integrity, having people in your life that you know, with some certainty, will do what they say nearly every time, and that you feel safe with. Motivation and persist, having the energy and drive to prepare for, plan, and complete projects, jobs, and personal changes. Overcoming fears, doubts, and setbacks, and continuing towards your goals. Knowledge of unspoken rules in middle class, when a person has knowledge of the unspoken cues, rules and habits of the economic class they wish to move into, it is a resource. The poor misspend. Who hasn't wondered why it is you can find Coke bottles in the poorest communities in developing countries? Who hasn't had a pang of doubt upon seeing reams of shiny bags of candy hanging from the shabbiest stalls in the remotest villages? And you're thinking, my parents didn't buy me this stuff. Well, It might be because your parents had plenty of other ways to reward you and each other. Think toys, ski trips, family outing to a restaurant, gifts, etc. Next to these things, splurging one day on some candy and a Coke seems downright meaningless. But for many it might be the easiest way to create magical family moments, to transcend a dreary daily routine. If it helps keep the family going and united, it might be a bargain. We mustn't pass judgment on how the poor spend their money, for we cannot imagine the job that they are hiring those seemingly superfluous products to fulfill. The poor will waste it away. A more extreme version of the misspending argument revolves around the drinking or other deleterious habits often observed in the field. I cannot imagine that such behavior could be cured by demonstrating the negative ROI on drinking. No amount of financial education will change this state of affairs. Solutions must lie elsewhere. The poor are making some clearly suboptimal financial choices. A third reason why financial education may seem so alluring as a policy prescription may have to do with our perceptions of how poor people make investment rather than spending decisions. For instance, many poor people like investing what little they amass into buying a couple of cows, and yet learned researchers might show that those cows have a low or even negative ROI. Again, are we sure that we are evaluating such decisions against the right objectives? The poor person may not be thinking total returns and may not even view the cow as an investment asset. Rather, it's a way of making a little bit of steady income appear every day, in a world where all other household cash flows are uncertain and insurance. By the way, your insurance policies also likely have a negative expected value or ROI that pays for all the moral hazard, adverse selection, and admin and marketing costs embedded in the pricing, but that buys you peace of mind, so you are okay with it. The poor will overborrow. A product-specific argument for financial education is that people can harm themselves with too much credit. They might, but then again, so might almost everyone else. Cycles of debt exuberance seem to be a fact of life, but they often ride broader socioeconomic trends rather than individual ignorance, viz. Global financial crisis. The poor are hardly uninitiated as regards debt, as they have lived for centuries borrowing from friends and neighbors in stores and money lenders. It is true that modern finance may offer them more and easier credit options, such as the credit card, than they've ever had before. So we do need to put in place adequate consumer protection mechanisms that prevent lenders from placing credit irresponsibly with over-indebted households. Consumer education is a component of that, but that alone cannot tame the kinds of credit cycles that we have seen over and over again. The poor don't know how to use formal financial products. A final general argument for financial education stems from how they interact with formal financial products. Let's assume, in portfolios of the poor fashion, that poor people are actually quite savvy in using the informal financial options that are available to them. Still, these options are often not very good, and we need to expose them to formal financial options. Yet when they are given modern electronic accounts, even if complemented with convenient access points nearby, we often observe that they don't use them much, if at all. The basic fact we need to face up to is that when people receive an electronic payment into their bank or mobile money account, the universal tendency is to withdraw the money immediately and in full, beating a hasty retreat back into cash and the informal. Why can't they see that it's better to just keep the money in the account until they need it? It's indeed tempting to believe that financial education is about giving them the knowledge and tools to be able to take advantage of a new range of superior products which they are unfamiliar with. It may be that such financial education remains necessary, but I cannot view this as anything other than a product design failure. People will need to be educated only if those products are too complex to understand or handle, or effective use of those products requires changing people's money management mental models and practices rather substantially. Surely you've had the experience of an amazing new business productivity tool being introduced at your workplace, except that few people bothered to learn how to use it, and it required changing all business processes to accommodate it. Did you blame yourself for not using it? It may be that we never will be clever enough to make formal financial products intuitive enough, and so naturally fitting into poor people's mental models and money management practices. But then it would be more honest to talk about proper product marketing. What do you think of our video? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also remember to subscribe to our channel and enable notification so you will be the first to know when we upload a new video. Thank you for watching.